Last time on Biscuits and Jam.
Hello.
Hi, Dolores. It's Nellah and Meg Pace.
It is so good to finally talk to you after all these emails.
I know.
After years of searching for anyone who knew Mrs. L.H. Wiggins, it looked like we had finally found not one, but two people who knew her.
Hi, my name is Joan Steele, and Mrs. Wiggins was my nanny. When she brought the cake over, she brought the magazine that had her recipe published in it. She was so proud of that.
She was just an interesting person, and she was the typical house mother, no doubt about it. She took those freshman girls under her wing, including me.
I think you had the critical piece of the puzzle. We didn't know her name. We had no idea her name was Eva.
Eva Wiggins. We had a name. From Southern Living, this is Biscuits and Jam. We're tracking the origins of the magazine's most popular and mysterious recipe of all time, the hummingbird cake. I'm Meg Pace.
And I'm Nellah McGough. So we're talking about Mrs. L.H. Wiggins and the hummingbird cake. She's like an icon around here, but we didn't know anything about her.
For 40 years, Southern Living only knew the submitter of their most popular recipe as Mrs. L.H. Wiggins. But we found two people who knew her by different names. A lady named Joan Steele knew her by her nickname Wiggy when Mrs. Wiggins nannied her children in 1979. Another woman, Dolores Griffith, met Mrs. Wiggins when Dolores was a freshman at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. She knew her as Mrs. Eva Wiggins, the house mother of Spencer Dormitory.
That was a huge piece of the puzzle. We now had a name for her. Okay, so she was the dorm mother, house mother, and Dolores would just spend lots of times with Eva, and she called her Eva. And Eva turned her own, Dolores' own, to liverwurst and dill pickles. Miss Wiggins loved liverwurst and dill pickles.
With a first name to work with, Nellah's investigation kicked into high gear.
You know, when you do those Myers-Briggs things, that's what I should have been. It says I should have been that.
A private investigator?
Mm-hmm.
Or detective?
Yep, a detective.
Detective Nellah?
Yeah. So I got my sister-in-law, Amanda, who is a Ancestry.com Mormon church. She doesn't belong to the Mormon church, but, the Mormon church has all these databases of ancestry databases.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So Amanda knows all about that. So I called Amanda, and Amanda got on it.
When Mrs. Wiggins sent Southern Living the hummingbird cake recipe, she signed her submission Mrs. L.H. Wiggins. We assume the initials were for her husband's name.
Within an hour, I had, L.H. stood for Lewis Henry. I had all these pieces of the puzzle coming together. I found out that she had a daughter, and then the daughter had two children. So long story short, I got in touch with the son. This is through lots of research and ways to go about this kind of thing. So I got his phone number and his address, and I got her daughter's phone number and address. And so I left him a voicemail, and I was a little nervous. I was thinking, they probably think we are crazy. And that's how I prefaced the voicemail. I know this sounds nuts, but I work for Southern Living magazine, and we love Mrs. Wiggins, and, she's an icon around here, and her recipe's been our most popular recipe. I did have his mother's phone number. This is Miss Wiggins' only child. And she's her daughter.
Okay.
And she's 82 now. Okay. I started leaving the same goofy message on Friday, this past Friday. And all of a sudden, she picks up the phone. Oh, my gosh. I am, freaking out.
While you were leaving a message on an answering machine?
Yeah, because she was screening it. Oh. She's pretty, sharp for 82 years old. So her name is Janet Silcox. So Mrs. Silcox was screening the call, and then she picked up the phone. We had a nice conversation.
After their first conversation, Nellah arranged for us to call Janet Silcox, Mrs. Wiggins' daughter, again. this time with my recorder rolling.
Oh, gosh. Hope she answers. She's great. She's great. So I'll start talking and then she'll answer. If she's there.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Miss Silcox, this is Nellah McGough at Southern Living. I just had a few more questions I wanted to...
Hello?
Hey, Miss Silcox, how are you doing?
Mrs. Wiggins' daughter, Janet, lives outside Roanoke, Virginia. She doesn't remember her mother submitting the hummingbird cake recipe, but she does remember eating it.
Well, I really don't remember much about it except that she did make it, and it was good.
This recipe is Southern Living's most popular recipe of all time. It's most requested. I mean, how do you feel about that, to know that her recipe has been the magazine's greatest one?
Well, I'm surprised, and I did not know that, but I think it's great, and she would be so proud. She was very into cooking. She liked to try new things and so forth. She was a good cook. Just remember being in the kitchen with her when she was baking a lot, and it seemed like she was always cooking.
Miss Silcox, the last time we spoke, this is Nellah, you said that she loved to have her invite people over and loved to cook for them.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she was always having family and friends and so forth over. I can remember a lot of people. In fact, I have a few pictures with everyone around the table. But she did like to have people over for dinner and so forth.
Joan Steele, the lady that your mom nannied for in Roanoke, she said she made amazing fried chicken. Mm-hmm. Do you remember her cooking fried chicken?
I remember liking her fried chicken, yes, and that it was quite good, and I think I picked that up from her.
Janet also picked up her mother's love of music. Mrs. Wiggins' grandchildren, Janet's children, shared with us through email memories of their Mimi.
I spoke with Brenda, Miss Silcox, and she said that she remembers Mimi, which is what they called her, right?
Right. Yes, it is.
She remembers Mimi liked to wear rings on just about every finger, and she would tap them on the steering wheel to the music in the car.
Yeah, Mother liked the music, yes, as well as I do. I mean, I like music quite well also, and I have done the same thing myself. Yes, I can remember that.
She also said that she was a great pianist and organist, loved to play the piano.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, she played by ear. She could play, though.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, she could just go up and down that keyboard pretty fast. She could play, oh gosh, I remember her playing Alexander's Ragtime Band one time. Well, not one time, but that was one of the things that she played. And let's see, seemed like there was a polka, I can't remember. But anyhow, I'd probably remember it if I wasn't on the spot right here.
I can just picture her at the piano playing that Alexander Ragtime.
I can still see her playing also.
Oh.
In fact, she got me interested in it.
Oh, that's good.
She had a happy personality. She liked being with people, and talking with people, and she liked going on trips and so forth, and she liked being a part of church and just different, organizations and so forth.
What do you think your mom would say if she knew how interested Southern Living is in her and how successful her recipe has been.
I think she would be surprised, but I think she would be proud too. So I think she'd make her really happy. Mother would be so happy and so proud, and I think her sister will too.
Her sister? We had to talk to her sister.
Today, I'm going to try and call Eva's baby sister, who is 96 years old. She will be 97 in August.
Nellah, with the help of her sister-in-law, Amanda, found Mrs. Wiggins' baby sister, Evelyn Rakes.
I told Amanda that we're going to, Southern Living's going to pay for us to go out to lunch or something. It is amazing what you can get off of whitepages.com, too.
So with phone number in hand, we gave her a call.
They call her Effie, which is odd because the other one was Eva. She ain't going to answer.
She might screen us, too.
It doesn't go to an answer machine.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Rakes.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Nellah McGough and Meg Pace with Southern Living magazine.
You can hear the excitement in Nellah's voice.
I think Miss Silcox said you were 96 years old. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
My gosh.
I think it's what they tell me.
It's so nice to talk to you,
Well,
Ms. Rakes.
I hope it'll be nice to talk to you.
Mrs. Effie is a little sassy, but agrees to let us record our interview with her.
Well, I know Miss Silcox told you that we absolutely adore your big sister, Ms. Eva Wiggins, and we love that she sent in the hummingbird cake recipe.
Yeah. It was the hummingbird. I'd forgotten what it was. But it was a popular recipe, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a popular recipe, a good cake, too. But she was always baking a cake or something. She was always doing that.
Did y'all learn to cook from your mother?
Yes, I think we did, because Mother was always, she baked a lot of times. And so we learned from her, and Eva was always baking something, more than the rest of us, I think. But she was a good cook, very good cook.
Did you ever make the hummingbird cake yourself?
I think I made it one time, but I can't remember when it was a long time ago. And all, but it was a good cake. It's nice cake, good cake.
Do you know if she ever submitted any other recipes to another magazine?
She ever did. No, I don't think she ever did. No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know of any that she did. Now,
yeah.
If she did, I didn't know it.
Do you remember her? Do you remember her talking about submitting this recipe?
Oh yeah, yes, I remember about her telling about that and sending it in and all.
And I'm sure she showed the magazine to y'all.
Oh sure, I think I have one of their recipes in that in their magazine now. It's put away somewhere.
What do you remember her saying about having the recipe chosen, and maybe could you describe her excitement around it or what you remember from that time?
What I remember from that time, I don't know whether I can remember anything or not. That's been quite a while.
I know.
It's been 40 years.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. I think I still have that recipe in the magazine. That was in the magazine.
Did she make the hummingbird cake very often?
She made it several times, I know, but I'm not sure how many, because I wasn't with her all the time.
What else do you remember about Eva? Anything fun that we...
Well, she always liked to pick at people and cut up and tell little funny things, She was always she threw a fishing worm in the kitchen window at my other sister one day. She told her, she said, Marie says, raise the window, I got something for you. And so Marie did, and when she did, she threw that fishing worm in the window. And and it made Marie mad. She didn't like it. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't have either.
She sounds like she was a fine sister.
Well, she was. She always...
What do you think she would say about all the fuss we're making over her and her recipe today?
Oh, I don't know what in the world she would say. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what she'd say now. It's been a long, long time ago, though, you know, that happened, and you just don't know what's going to come next, I guess.
I after hearing y'all talk about her, I think she'd be pretty tickled about it.
Would. Well, she probably would. Yeah, because she was a jolly person, and everybody liked her, and she loved to bake. She loved to bake cakes and pies.
After talking to Mrs. Wiggins' friends, grandkids, daughter, and sister, we felt like we knew her. It could also be because she's about all Nellah and I have thought about over the last few months. But we still had one lingering question. If Southern Living got the hummingbird cake from Mrs. Wiggins, where did she get the recipe? Was it her own or inspired by a recipe she found somewhere else? Next time on Biscuits and Jam. Do you know where she found the recipe?
I have no clue.
Have you ever wondered about the origin of the hummingbird cake?
You know, we did some research into it. Supposedly, this flavor profile has Jamaican roots.
Yeah.
Biscuits and Jam is produced by myself, Meg Pace, with Nellah McGough. Executive producers Mike Grady and Sid Evans. Sound mixing by Jason Keener. For photos, videos, and the hummingbird cake recipe, visit our website, southernliving.com/culture/podcast. Thanks to digital editor Abby Wilt and fellow Dory McDonald for maintaining that page for us. Our logo and art is by Miles Kane. As always, thanks to our editor-in-chief, Sid, and executive editor Chrissy Tiglias for giving us this assignment. And special thanks to Mrs. Evelyn Rakes, Mrs. Janet Silcox, and Mrs. Wiggins' grandchildren, David and Brenda. We also have to thank Nellah's sister-in-law, Amanda McGough, for her help with all this research.
Be sure to subscribe to Biscuits and Jam wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you like what you're hearing, leave us a review. It helps other folks find our story. And we think everyone should know about Mrs. Wiggins and her decadent hummingbird cake.
Here's another helping of Nellah.
That was really good. You can tell she was a teacher. I should have been a teacher. Like, my friends they're retired now. And I'm thinking, I could have put up with those stinking kids for 30 years. God. I'd be retired by now. Oh, man.